But the next question that I have for you, the moment that phone call came for you in the second round from the San Francisco 49ers, what was your thoughts and what emotions came to you when you got that phone call?
Yeah, I had honestly not really planned on much on playing football as a pro up until about my junior year spring practice when Gil Brandt, who then was with the Dallas Cowboys, obviously, came up to me and told me, he goes, you're going to be drafted in the first or second round. And I looked at him like, really? So I got that call. I actually got a call in the first round from the Cleveland Browns that said they were going to pick me with their pick in the first round. And I hadn't given them kind of the answers they wanted. So they didn't do it. They drafted Mike Pruitt, who was a running back out of Purdue that worked out really well for them. But when San Francisco called, I was kind of excited. I mean, my dad had been discharged from the Marines after World War II in San Francisco and had been in the Merchant Marines for a couple of years after that. And he had seen early Niner games, Frankie Albert and them like in 48, 49. So I knew who the Niners were. My dad liked the Niners. I think only because the Rams were always losing in the playoffs. So he gravitated towards them. So he was probably more excited than I was that I was going to be a Niner because he really loved them. But the great news was they were coached or going to be coached that year by Monty Clark, who's a real legendary offensive line coach. He was the coach of the Dolphins' undefeated offensive line with, their Hall of Fame players and all pro players. So he had that credit as a line coach. So I figured if he thought I could play, maybe there was something to this playing in the pros.
Heck yeah, man. Hey, at least it was an easy transition. You're in the States still. UCLA.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I made no delusions. I talked about that Cleveland experience.
Yeah.
The offensive line coach, was a guy that had been at Cal State Northridge, not far from where I lived. And he was now the offensive line coach at Cleveland. And he had called me and said, "Hey, what do you think about being a Cleveland Brown in the first round?" And I went, "Cleveland, like Ohio? It snows a lot there, doesn't it?" And he kind of laughed. Not the answer they wanted, obviously. So yeah, I had seen snow a couple times. Once when I was getting recruited, I went to Nebraska. And maybe once or twice I went up to Arrowhead to go skiing or tobogganing or something. But otherwise, my idea of cold was like 55 being in LA. So
that's some good weather.
Going to San Francisco was a blessing.
Definitely, man. So my next question, what was that moment, your first time in the NFL? Welcome to the NFL moment. What was it for you?
That might have happened my second year. My first year, I started, we played 14 games that year. I started 10 of them. And I did okay. I survived. At that point, I was 6'3". I was 250-ish. The next year, my second year, I think it was the third or fourth game, we were playing the Houston Oilers at Houston in the old Astrodome. And their nose tackle was a legendary Hall of Famer from the Chiefs and the Oilers, a guy by the name of Curly Culp. And first play, for some reason, I don't know if the turf monster tripped him or whatnot, but he ended up on his back. And I got up off him and offered to help him up. And he looked at me like I was covered in excrement. And he was pissed. So next play, I look down and he's waving his arm, kind of like this in front of himself. And I'm going, what is he doing? Man, as soon as I snapped the ball, he hit me right here, right under here. And if I wasn't for my little growth, you'd see a scar that runs from about there to there. And he just opened my chin strap and my chin up. And they put some butterfly stitches on the sideline and gave me a new chin strap and sent me back in. But I had never lifted weights. I didn't lift weights in high school. I didn't lift weights in college. I didn't lift weights my first 2 years in the pros. That was my come to Jesus, welcome to the NFL and your new life moment when Curly Culp split my chin in half. And I figured, you know what? I got to be able to do stuff like that And if I don't lift, I can't do stuff like that. So that's when I actually started to lift, and that might have extended my career considerably.
For sure, man. Is that one of the things that you probably regret, waiting that long to start lifting?
No, no, not at all. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a big what if guy. I threw the high school shot put, the 12-pound, like 67 and a half feet. I was the number 2 or 3 guy in the country. My senior year in high school, I was recruited like crazy to be a shot putter in college. Um, I was back then Pac-8 to really date me. I was all Pac-8 a couple times. I was all American a couple times, and I never lifted weights. My idea of an off-season workout was going to Pauley Pavilion and playing basketball or volleyball for a few hours and staying in shape. Summertime, I'd go to the beach, play beach volleyball all day long. I mean, I was in incredible shape. I remember my senior year, I showed up at about 249, 250. I had been about 260, 262. And
Jeez.
Donahue about killed me. But I've been on the beach every single day, just playing volleyball. And I mean, I had a hellacious tan. I was brown. I had it going on. I had the hair down to my shoulders, the whole Southern California thing. But he reiterated to me that maybe I wanted to put on some weight. So I just started eating.
This concludes our episode today, folks. We greatly appreciate the support. And if you're not a subscriber yet, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to get all our up-to-date content. And if you like this video, hit the like button. We greatly appreciate it.